Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked, boxes of...
What the feds just uncovered in Floyd Mayweather's house is terrifying. They going after Floyd Mayweather's bag. Remember the brother that walked around with $100 million check in his bag, said he ain't even got to cash it? Well, they on his line.
I think it got to right now because the money gone. So the money's really gone.
Rumors and online speculation have recently circulated involving Floyd Mayweather, with some claims suggesting financial controversies and investigations. However, none of these reports have been officially confirmed by authorities. Despite this, the topic has gained traction across social media and sports discussions, with personalities like Stephen A. Smith weighing in on Mayweather's lifestyle and financial decisions, sparking strong reactions from fans and the media alike.
I'll show you a couple of toys. They call this the $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we are on ESPN. These are sports cars. It's a sports network. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these toys.
I haven't seen these?
No.
What? Floyd, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah, in New York, I got my drive.
Unverified reports have circulated suggesting that Floyd Mayweather could be connected to broader financial investigations involving complex business dealings and cryptocurrency-related ventures. However, no official statements or credible evidence have confirmed these allegations, leaving the situation unclear and largely speculative.
Hey, what's up everybody? So check it out. This morning I was walking through Beverly Hills and I passed by Floyd Mayweather's $30 million mansion. It's over 15,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, resort style backyard.
According to unverified reports, authorities were said to be examining electronic devices, financial records, and offshore documents as part of a broader inquiry. Some claims even suggested amounts as high as $420 million under scrutiny for potential financial misconduct. However, no official confirmation has been provided, and these details remain speculative.
To my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
While Floyd Mayweather is well known for showcasing his wealth, private jets, luxury cars, and high-end jewelry, recent online discussions have raised questions about certain business ventures and endorsements. Some critics have speculated about the risks associated with celebrity-backed investment promotions, particularly in international markets. However, there is no official confirmation that Mayweather was involved in illegal financial activities, and such claims remain unverified.
How much is it?
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude?
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. 18 life.
Happy birthday, champ. That's how we doing. That is sick, dude.
But you gotta show him what he's saying.
Money green.
No,
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. One of one piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
It's a one of one. I love that.
Stephen A. Smith has seen firsthand the lavish lifestyle of Floyd Mayweather, including his mansion, luxury cars, and private jets. Being familiar with Mayweather's financial success, Smith has observed the results of his career earnings and discipline. This exposure gives him a perspective on the scale of Mayweather's wealth and the business image he has built around himself.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
What adds even more weight to Stephen A. Smith's reaction is that he has personally visited the home of Floyd Mayweather. In past interviews and podcast appearances, Smith described Mayweather's mansion as a symbol of success and a powerful example of what can be achieved through talent, discipline, and strong personal branding.
Why? Talk to me about why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, just being a brat?
Just being a brat.
The 7 cars that you showed me are in excess of $15 to $20 million.
Let me see what's the number. We go 3
and you don't drive them.
It's close to 15 million. You're right. It's close to 15.
However, once Floyd Mayweather moved into the exhibition phase of his career, the focus appeared to shift. After retiring, he returned to the ring for high-profile exhibition bouts, including one against Logan Paul. Stephen A. Smith openly criticized this move, arguing that the fight lacked true competitive value. Facing a YouTuber-turned boxer rather than an elite opponent led many critics to view the bout as more about financial gain than sporting legacy.
Boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
I just believe.
When Floyd Mayweather was asked about Logan Paul's claims of unpaid money during an appearance on the Pivot podcast, he appeared to downplay the situation. He stated that payments can take time and reassured that there was no real issue. However, his response was viewed by some as avoiding the core concern, framing it more as a delay rather than directly addressing the allegations.
Logan Paul, he said you owe him some bread. How you feel about someone making those type of accusations?
That comes with the territory.
Right.
And you got to realize, when you used to getting, to them, that's real money. And I like YouTube because I don't mind getting a YouTube check.
Shit, we getting a YouTube check.
Right.
This is going to be a big YouTube check.
Yeah, so, the money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while, And he shouldn't trip. If he feel like he done great numbers and we done record-breaking numbers, then I understand. Nothing comes right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 or 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when a table is turned.
Right.
Look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't never trip. So now when the table is turned, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
Recent reports have raised questions about claims made by Floyd Mayweather regarding a $42 million portfolio of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. While Mayweather publicly stated on social media that he owned all the properties outright with no partners, investigations and property records reviewed by outlets like Business Insider suggest that ownership details may not match those claims.
You can do the same.
All right. Well, now we're trying to figure out what happened, right, with Business Insider. So according to another update, he did ink a $402 million deal for a Black Spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment but him. And so I think this is something where maybe he owns a piece of this or shares in it, but it hasn't changed hands because the majority owner is still the same owner that it was before. I'm trying to understand what happened with this, but I know there's a story that's circulating, so just putting it out there. Whew, it's a tough one. I'm trying to understand as a real estate person myself, what exactly he is communicating when he's saying that he owns this, because they're trying to make it seem like he doesn't, but what it seems like is that he owns shares of these buildings.
Floyd Mayweather recently responded to rumors about his reported $42 million real estate investment and claims of financial trouble. He stated that he personally acquired 62 buildings in Manhattan and emphasized that the deal was made using his own funds. adding that no partners were involved.
Reportedly acquired 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan, spending approximately $402 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm a transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion rather than full ownership of all 62 buildings outright." In summary, Floyd Mayweather has publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported, the exact details and confirmation of ownership are still subject to verification. So even ChatGPT is saying like that's not official. Whether Mayweather is saying it or not, ChatGPT is saying it's not official. That deal has not gone through.
Property records and media reporting reviewed by outlets such as Business Insider have raised questions about the full extent of ownership in Mayweather's reported Manhattan real estate claims, suggesting that the situation may involve partial stakes or complex investment structures rather than outright ownership as publicly stated. However, exact details of the deal have not been fully confirmed in official documentation. Mayweather, widely regarded as one of the highest-earning boxers in history, built his fortune through his undefeated career and major pay-per-view fights. Since retiring in 2017, he has remained active in exhibitions and business ventures while maintaining a highly public luxury lifestyle. Claims about major tax debt or financial distress, including specific figures like a $22.2 million IRS debt, have circulated in media discussions over the years, but they are often presented without consistent or fully verified public documentation, so they should be treated cautiously unless confirmed by official records.
Floyd Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
While he acknowledged that the bout against Conor McGregor made sense due to McGregor's combat sports background, Smith has criticized later exhibitions against non-elite opponents. He argued that these kinds of matchups are often driven more by financial gain than competition and could risk diminishing the legacy Mayweather built during his professional career.
Third, having any real kind of boxing background. I did not see the fight, although I heard he lost every round and Floyd Money Mayweather was whipping him pretty good. I was not there. I did not see it. I do not know. Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing.
In a candid interview, Stephen A. Smith questioned Floyd Mayweather about whether he prioritized his legacy or financial success more. Mayweather's responses emphasized his focus on business decisions and earning power, which led Smith and other commentators to suggest that his priorities appeared to lean more toward wealth generation than legacy preservation after retirement.
You made money. You're gonna make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is, I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them, but for my loved ones.
But fear, it's important to point this out about you. You're not just that way when it comes to your family and your children. You're that way with professional athletes. I know NBA players that have relationships with you. Professional football players that have relationships with you, etc. And the same thing that you just said that you preach to your children and your family, you've been preaching to them. That seems to be a personal mission of yours. Why?
It's about giving back. You know, I don't have to go on record and talk about the things that I do. I don't have to go on record.
Former UFC fighter and analyst Chael Sonnen has made commentary and speculation about the financial and promotional aspects of the Mayweather versus McGregor event, suggesting that public perception of certain details may not fully reflect behind-the-scenes realities. However, official reports and publicly available figures still classify the fight as one of the highest-grossing boxing events in history, particularly in pay-per-view revenue.
No, Floyd's not going to do MMA, but he is going to box again. He's enjoying this attention. It's been very smart what he did. I think it surprised him. I think he was just going out to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he realized he could get 4 and 5 weeks of headlines out of this, but he does need to box again, for sure. I mean, you call it breaking news, but I will tell you unequivocally right now, Floyd Mayweather does and is planning to box one more time.
And the motivation behind getting into a ring again to box, when he said he's retired, why do it?
Floyd's broke. You got to understand, the only thing more embellished than Floyd Mayweather's pay-per-view numbers is Floyd Mayweather's net worth, and he made a lot of money. But remember this, it does not matter what you made, it matters what you kept, and he is a dum-dum.
So anyone, Floyd's made $1 billion, Floyd has gotten $300 million for Pacquiao, $300 million for McGregor. That might be true, but that money does not exist anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Mike Tyson, he did real well too. Evander Holyfield, again, it's not what you made. And don't forget, boxing and MMA math, whatever that number is, you get 30% of. So 30% of $1 billion, he still did really well, but not when you're spending money like that. I mean, that's just the way it works. We've seen a progression of these guys, one after the next, that all end up the same way. And that's broke, and they're just not smart with their money. And, I mean, that's all it comes down to. I'm not even trying to bag on Floyd. Look, he's just not a very bright guy. He's surrounded with even less bright guys. This is the way it works when you're a boxer and you go spend that kind of money. If you ever buy things that cost money to own, you're going to be broke.
In an interview with Stephen A. Smith, Floyd Mayweather was asked whether he prioritized his legacy or his financial success. Mayweather, known for his money persona, acknowledged that he earned hundreds of millions during his career and emphasized that his focus had always been on building and securing long-term wealth.
I've already, in the sport of boxing, I've already made somewhere upwards of $800 million.
You made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is, I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
We ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses.
Do you think Floyd Mayweather's exhibition fights add to his legacy or take away from it? And is it acceptable for a retired champion to focus more on owning money instead of taking on tough competitive challenges? Share your thoughts in the comments below.